This is a Sports Catastrophe production. Hey there, hi there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond. Welcome you to another Sports Catastrophe Birthday Boy. And the birthday boy today for September the 12th is a legendary boxer. One of the best Puerto Rican boxers of all time. He shares the title with Felix Trinidad, Wilfredo Gomez, Carlos Ortiz, Hector Macho Camacho, Edwin Rosario, and Miguel Cotto. He is still the youngest person to win a world title. The youngest. Which is kind of shocking, but this man is a legend. He is Wilfred Benitez, who's now 64 years old. Benitez was actually born in the Bronx to Puerto Rican parents, but he still had Puerto Rico citizenship. Because, the U.S. and Puerto Rico is a territory under the U.S. law. But anyway, Benitez was 15 years old when he turned pro. He was a prodigy. His brothers Frankie and Gregory were top contenders in the 70s. Their mother actually directed their career. Young Wilfred was named the Radar for his uncanny ability to foresee and dodge his opponent's blows. He would often travel to New York City and the Netherlands Antilles for fights. He was a household name for Puerto Rico. His speed, punch power, and surprising ring maturity at age 16 made him a ranked boxer by the WBA and WBC. There was no WBO. So anyway, at age 17, he faced the lineal light welterweight champion, Antonio Cervantes. The champion had made 10 title defenses of the light welterweight crown. But in a 15-round split decision, Wilfred Benitez surprised Cervantes and won his title. It was amazing what he could do. He was only 17 years old. Most sporting leagues, you cannot, he's the youngest world champion ever. So 17 years old. Most leagues, you can't get to 18 to turn pro. He did it at 17. He retained the light welterweight championship 3 times, but then moved up to welterweight to face the WBC world champion Carlos Palomino. Benitez won a 15-round split decision, again, to get to the world champion in his second weight division. Palomino, this referee thought Palomino won, but the 2 other judges said it was Benitez. Benitez would fight Sugar Ray Leonard in a legendary match in November 1979 in Las Vegas. It was a scientific fight. Benitez did have a cut on his forehead in round 6. But unfortunately, just before the 15th round was ended, Benitez was down on the canvas and the referee stopped the fight. It would not have mattered if the fight went 6 extra seconds. Sugar Ray had dominated Benitez. Benitez would go up in weight again and would look for the super welterweight belt. So he knocked out the WBC champion, Maurice Hope, in Las Vegas, May of 1981. At age 22, he had not only won his 3rd title belt, he won it in 3 different weight classes. You got it from junior welterweight to welterweight to super welterweight. He would fight Carlos Santos of Puerto Rico. It was the first world championship fight between 2 Puerto Ricans ever. But it was fought in Las Vegas, not Puerto Rico. Benitez would win a unanimous decision. Benitez gave another unanimous decision against Roberto Duran at Caesar's Palace, January 1982. And then December 82, he ended up losing the super welterweight belt in New Orleans to Thomas Hearns by a majority decision. Unfortunately, Benitez's career and lifestyle dipped after loss to Hearns. He would lose to Mustafa Hamsho in 1983. It was shocking. He tried to come back, but he was KO'd by Davey Moore. His health continued to decline. Benitez wanted to fight Carlos Herrera, but was stopped in 7 rounds. And to make matters worse, his money for the fight was stolen by the promoter, alongside his documents and passport, which meant that he was stuck in Argentina for a year. He was able to fly back to Puerto Rico by 1988, but his health just was not so good. His final fight was in Canada against Scott Papasadora in Winnipeg, as I should say. So that loss to Hearns really hurt him, because it was 9-6 after that loss to Hearns. So yeah, it was weird. Well, he actually lost in Canada to Matthew Hilton, one of the Hilton brothers. So the Fighting Hiltons. So yeah, he started out so well, and then he tried to battle, but he fell flat. After retiring from boxing, Benitez went back to Puerto Rico, where he lived with his mother on a $200 a month pension. And Benitez was told that he had an incurable degenerate brain condition because of the blows he took in the ring, or CTE, I bet. Benitez was moved to a public nursing home for medical reasons. So anyway, Benitez was diagnosed with diabetes, adding further complications to his worsening health. When his mother died, his sister took over his care. And then after Hurricane Maria destroyed his nursing home, an old friend and boxer, Luis Mateo, managed to get Benitez and his sister to move to Chicago for better health care. Anyway, since his arrival in the States 4 years ago, Wilfred has had better health, good spirits, tries to talk, and he has gained weight and been more alert. So, he's not dead. He's still alive. Well, he's 64, so he's still in good health, but, his time will come soon. But, yeah, 17 years old and you're a world champion? I don't think anyone's going to top that. Never. Anyway, I'm Jeff Diamond. I do.